Chicago, nigga.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is your girl Dora Lola. We are here at Ctrl Alt Delete for a live Unleashed exclusive here. I know you see I got somebody right here. This is obviously Trey the Chocolate Jack. Okay.
Hey.
Yes. Obviously somebody who's been in radio for a million years. Yes, indeed. I'm saying a million years. Not a million years, but obviously a veteran in radio who has been here to establish it, because radio kind of seems like it's turning into some new direction. So we have Trey here because we want to know what's going on. He's been here since the beginning. We want to know which ways to move, and we got to get it from the source.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The source.
Yes, the source. So again, welcome to Ctrl Alt Delete Unleashed. And we're just not doing interviews, y'all. We unpacking, we resetting, and it's gonna get real tonight. This is just a radio talk show that's expanding, and this is the exclusive behind the scenes conversation with a voice that has helped shape Chicago, as I said before, on all airways. I can pretty much name every station y'all probably ever listened to. He's probably been on that station somewhere, either on the mic or behind the scenes. And when you think about the soundtrack of the city, the late nights, the drive times, and the club promos, all the cultural moments, Trey the Chocolate Jock, you hear his name right there in the frequency.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. So tonight we're stepping past the playlist and into the person. We're going to talk longevity, Black media. We're going to get into masculinity and media, power, and how the industry really works. This is more than radio. It's a reflection, and this is legacy. Unfiltered Chicago. Make sure y'all tapping in. Follow us. Tap the link. Make sure you like and subscribing. This is sponsored by Illinois Media School. We are WindyCityUnderground.com. So, Trey.
Yes.
You started off, according to the internet, you started off when you were like 8 or 9. In your mind, you were like, I'm going to be, like maybe not per se Trey the Chocolate Jock, but you were going to be a person in the industry and in media.
Mm-hmm. That's true. 7, 8, 9 years old, I knew that I wanted to be on the radio. That's true. I used to wake up listening to Doug Banks. Does that name sound familiar? Are you young enough, old enough to realize that?
Yeah.
I woke up listening to Doug Banks, and that was my inspiration to want to go on the radio.
That's cool. That's cool. I definitely listen to Doug Banks a lot. And we also know that you are from 290. You're from the West Side?
West Side, yes. Okay. Yes.
Shout out to the West Side.
You did.
Yeah, bring up, I just have to say the West Side has a lot of great people. You know how they try to boost up the South Side? Like, it is a great place. But like when you get in the industry, you like, dang, everybody from the West Side. This is crazy. Like, y'all got it sold up. I'm not gonna lie. So shout out to that. I appreciate that, because the West Side is very cultured, and for real. So, and I appreciate y'all for holding on.
West Side, home a little real.
Absolutely. I did it.
Just to name a few. Just to name a few.
Yes, and he is like very hilarious, and he's not just like a comedian and like comedy. He like
good actor.
Does other stuff. Yeah, like animation.
Mm-hmm.
So Chicago, we doing all kinds of stuff. I did not know he was from the West Side though.
So
yeah, y'all just gotta rub it in, just adding.
Hey,
that's Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Now you did study at Columbia College.
I went to Columbia. I didn't graduate though. Excuse me. As soon as I graduated from high school, I went to Columbia. Like 2 years after that, I ended up getting hired at Power. So I was going to school for radio, but I ended up getting a radio job. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right before you even, that's kind of like you were predestined.
Yeah, I told you I always wanted to do this. This is something I always wanted to do.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, you did say, you got hired at Power 92. Now the first time talent, obviously not like in the game for a long time. How was that? You were pretty young, right?
Yeah, I started at Power. I was 20 when Power started. That was dope. That was cool because we had to start we got a chance to start a brand new radio station. At the time, GCI was like the #1 and only station in the city where people listen to. Are you old enough to remember 106 Jams? It used to be a radio station called 106 Jams. Let me put you on the game.
Okay.
It was a radio station called 106 Jams, and they were on 950 AM too. It was a hip hop station. So that was Pink House. That name sounds familiar?
Maybe, but
legendary Chicago pioneer radio. He started like all of the Chicago hip hop. Spank Buddha, I know that name doesn't sound familiar. It was a hip hop station, let's put it like that. And it was a 24-hour hip hop station. It was geared for like the young audience in Chicago. And it was giving GCI like a run for their money or whatever, but they just kind of went off the air. So yeah, it was a full 24-hour hip hop station in Chicago called 106 Jams.
106 Jams. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Where hip hop lives, yes. Do your research.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because
I'm like, we don't have that much hip hop music here, like R&B. We got a couple stations, but in reality, Chicago does not have that many stations.
Yeah, it's the bigger the market, it seems like the less stations you get as a. Well, I take that back because it depends on the market you're in. But Chicago, the landscape is kind of interesting these days.
Why do you think like Chicago doesn't have as many stations? Like Vegas, you go there and you see like they have like 10 stations where there's like various music and different, like they like combine different genres, and you know there's so many more stations, and that Vegas is a much smaller place.
Right, that's the thing. It's Chicago, so our market, it all depends on what the market accepts or can bear. Like you go to New York, they have like 3 sports stations, if I'm not mistaken, and they got like 4 or 5 like talk stations because that's New York. Like that's what the market craves. Like they crave politics and sports. You got Stephen A. Smith, and so that's their thing. I guess the bigger the market, you get the less choices of stuff that doesn't make a lot of money. Like hip hop radio doesn't make a lot of money. Okay. So that's probably why you only have like 1 or 2 in the major markets. But if you go to Atlanta, of course, somewhere where like hip hop thrives, you got 5 different stations. So it depends on the market that you're in and like what people are thirsting for.
That makes sense. I mean, so despite all the drill that y'all act like y'all listening to, y'all not listening to it, okay? Or y'all ain't buying it. No. One of the two. Now, what other stations did you work at besides Power 92?
In Chicago, I started at GCI actually. And then I went to Power and then Streets, but we won't even count. We don't want to count Streets. Okay. We won't even count Streets.
Okay.
Yeah, we won't count them.
Did you work at any other stations? Because you
in Chicago, no.
Outside of Chicago.
Yeah, I worked in I ran 6 stations down in Central Texas. Okay. And then I worked at a station in Florida before I came back to Chicago.
Okay. I did read about the other stations. I'm like, you ran all those stations?
Yeah, it was cool. I was the boss. I was like a operations manager. So I ran like a country station. I ran a news talk, like a conservative Trump, I love Trump type of station. Okay. I had a classic rock station that turned into a regional Mexican station. Then I had a hip hop and an R&B station. So that was pretty cool because it took me out of, what I was used to. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope.
Yep.
Okay. No. Absolutely. Now, when was the moment, like when you were in the industry, feeling yourself, and you were like, you know what, I really belong. Like this industry thing is for me.
When I was in high school, I had won a contest to be like when the Bad Boys had first started. This was 97.
That's cool. Okay.
I was a senior in high school, and they had just Rick Party, he's like the voice of ESPN now. And Rick is like worldwide, but yeah, he's the voice of ESPN Sports Center. Rick used to do the night show on GCI, the same show that what's his name? Lil Cuz, is that his name?
Yeah.
That same shift. So Rick was on at night, and he had went to do a job to work in Atlanta, and they had hired Mike Love and the Diz, the Bad Boys. So I won a contest as a senior in high school to be their high school sports reporter. So like at 17, as a senior in high school, I went to Lane Tech. I was on GCI. I had a segment on GCI. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, as a high school student, that's bananas.
Yeah, that was cool. Cool experience.
Okay, look at 290 out there.
You did?
Doing y'all stuff. I'm like, I heard that Lane Tech. I'm like, I know about that Lane Tech.
Class of 90. I graduated in the late 1900s. Okay. Class of 97.
The late 1900s. Oh, man. Question.
Answer.
How did you come up with Trey the Chocolate Jar?
That's a good question. So my government name is Shannon.
Right.
That's my government.
That's very not.
My favorite movie is Boys in the Hood, right?
Okay.
So I had just saw the movie Boys in the Hood the night before. So I was already working at GCI, and they had the guy who was on Saturday nights and Sunday nights. He had left. His name was Marcus Chapman. He left and went to Indianapolis. So Elroy, who was the boss at GCI, he was going to put me on. He was going to put me on. Me and the guy that they paired me with, Nike. Okay. They was like, but we need a name. You guys need to come up with a name. And he already liked my name. The Chocolate Jock was my name because this guy named Kevin Morrow, he was in Barbershop and he was in a few other movies. His name was the Jock. So he was on Columbia College's station. Okay. Because he was on the radio and he played sports. Okay. So, you know, as a jock, you're an athletic jock. And then so his name was the Jock. Okay. So I used to watch him because I went to Columbia. I used to watch him do a show. And I'm dark skinned. People used to talk about me, talk shit. So I'm going to call myself the Chocolate Jock. So that's how that happened. We were on GCI and my boss was like, come up with a name. And because I had just saw Boys in the Hood the night before, I was like, Trey? He was like, that's it. It was really like an accident that happened. And here we are.
The Trey part is hilarious. The Chocolate Jock, okay, but the Trey part is like...
Yep. And that was a easy, quick name. And the name kind of stuck. And here we are.
Well, I mean, it definitely stuck. It definitely like it's a name that people like.
Nobody called me Shannon though. Okay.
No, we don't. Even though I knew that in my head, I like still kind of forgot that because I'm just like it's like embedded like Trey, the Chocolate Jock. That's and your name isn't even Trey. That's crazy.
That's the story.
Absolutely. Now, I did read some things about you talking about owning a network sitcom. Mm-hmm. Did you have you done any works into making that happen?
Yes, I have a friend in Atlanta who has connections with. I'm not gonna say the name, but he's got connections with some people, and it's so he has the script and he's written the script and he has people that are interested in the script, and I am feeding him like Mason, who was in Detroit, was like the inspiration to Martin on Martin's show. Mason was a real popular radio personality in Detroit. And so that's how they based Martin's character on his TV show. So I just been feeding him stuff like, the radio lifestyle stories with celebrities. So I don't know how far we are with it, but we got the connection to it. So who knows how that will come out, but we got the bridge to it. So.
Well, we definitely need some sitcoms. Not enough funny out here. So much seriousness in the world. Yeah. Now, what's the biggest difference between radio, like when you started and now?
Well, then you needed talent. you needed talent to be on the air. Back in my day, you needed talent to be on there. Now they're just putting people on the air because of status. That girl who was on GCI, she was on TV too. She was on TV. She was on, was it not Love and Hip Hop, but the Tattoo Show or whatever.
The Ink, Black Ink.
There you go. What was her name? But anyway, she was only hired because she was on that TV show. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you're hired because of your status now, not because of just how good you sound on the air.
I knew I had to get my numbers up. I knew it. Get my followers up.
In certain instances, that's like the main thing. Like, are they a social media star? Oh, they got 200,000 followers. Let's put them on the radio. And that shit, that stuff does not work at all. Like every social media star that you done tried to put on the radio, like it never works. So, Charmaine, yeah. I don't remember listening to her. I know it didn't last, but I know they hired her specifically because she was hot. It's the hottest TV on the, hottest show on TV. Let's put her on the radio. So.
I guess. Well, I mean, that's what they do a lot now. Anyways, in general, a lot of the popular hot is what goes. And it's really just for a moment. If you realize it never kind of really lasts.
If you're talented, though, that's going to eventually show it. Eventually. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So. You hear that? Stars, superstars, just keep working.
Keep working.
Don't give up. I just have a few more questions. I don't know how many I asked yet. I don't want to ask you like 150
cool.
because I do got like 72 questions over here.
You come.
As a black man in radio, did you ever feel like boxed in into any stereotype?
Well, I don't have an interest of anything else outside of black, so I wouldn't be able to answer that question because I'm not looking for anything else outside of, I never tried to work at a top 40 station or a rock station or something like that, I kept it black.
What's wrong with that? Now, how important is black media voices, like when it comes to controlling the narrative?
Very important, especially in these days and times when Trump is buying up and his people are buying up the TV networks, and trying to control the media. They already have bought like newspaper companies. So it's good that you get your word out and you get your narrative out the way, you want it to be put out, because you don't control the narrative on the news. They're starting to. So it's actually great that you have your own platform. People have their own platform that, talk that. I keep forgetting this is PG-13. Talk your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I think it's great.
Okay. Well, I did not know that I knew they were buying stuff up, but
yeah,
I mean, it would make sense that would buy up the presses and radio and all kind of stuff, so they can control the narrative.
Yes. His friends, they own the companies now of TV networks. They haven't bought them all, but it's a sizable amount that his people got. So.
And what do we know? Then the news is really gonna be fake news.
Exactly.
I don't know. This is doomed. I'm a foodie. Okay. Favorite food?
Favorite food is Italian pizza. Yeah, lasagna or like pizza, Italian.
What's your favorite toppings on pizza?
Chicken, jalapeno, cheese. Chicken, jalapeno, cheese.
We're gonna have to bring you down to Total Reese.
Yes, I see you on the ground
like,
doing a whole cheese.
Yeah, come get some pizza on me.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you because it's delicious.
I'm gonna hold you to that. We got proof of that now.
Yes, it's right here, live recorded. You can chop it up, y'all. So I know you said that you were like in mostly black spaces, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't ask, have you experienced any racism, but would you feel like you experienced colorism?
No, because I found out colorism, meaning like because I'm dark skinned. No, because I found out we have our own lane as well. The yellow brothers, the light skinned brothers, they're gonna get the love, they're gonna get most of but the dark skinned brothers, we got our lane, we got our own lane, Okay. Racism, yes. I worked in Florida and Texas.
Okay.
So Texas, I worked at that station. It was like right in the middle of Texas. So it was more like liberal, but you still had your parts of, like Texas. And like I told you, the station that I had was like a conservative, F Joe Biden, forget everything Democrat, Trump this, Trump that. Like, I got so tired of just hearing that stuff every single day. But that's the lane that they were in. Yes, and I just noticed that white racist people, and I'm not gonna say all white people, but white racist people are some of the most like cutthroat, sneakiest, like most devious people. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it trips me out when you're watching the news and you just see all these politicians try to, act as if we didn't see what it is we actually saw. They try to act. So that's what like brings me back to all the racism I experienced that was in Texas, because it's the same stuff you see on TV, how they try to play off what they're doing like we don't see what it is you're doing. So I noticed that a lot. So yeah, I experienced a big deal.
For the overlay. It's like that, and we've seen more things like that. Like recently, we just had a mass shooting in Texas. Speaking of,
oh yeah, Austin, saw that.
A lot of people are like saying they don't feel like the guy necessarily, the motives weren't necessarily there. Like just because he had on the shirt that was, that shirt.
He was like What are you, brother, African or something like that?
Senegalese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
didn't know. I don't know too much about that. You know, I've been trying not to get political because I don't really understand this whole Israel, Gaza.
It's so confusing.
And I never really got it, so I never really took the time to pay attention to it. Like I see people online, you know, they talk about we stand with Israel or we stand with Gaza or we. I don't get it. I don't interpret that it has anything to do with me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. So it's like I'm living my life until they tell me to take cover, you know, go get water and oodles and noodles and bacon
noodles, not noodles.
And toilet tissue. Then you know, until they, you know, do the EAS alert, I think I'm good. I don't think any of that. I could be, you know, wrong, but I don't think any of that applies to me.
And I get it because Kanye West was asked, you know, in the airport about some stuff, and he was like, "We got kids in Chicago every day."
Word,
like,
hey,
listen here.
If they trying to get your land, hey man, more power to you.
You know, they trying to get our land,
you know,
and we here. You know,
exactly.
Crazy.
Hey man, y'all, you know, more power to y'all. Good luck to you, brothers.
Absolutely. What's one song you secretly love, but will never admit on the radio, even though we know?
Anita Baker, "Sweet Love."
Oh, okay.
Notice how quickly I said
right.
Because I found myself singing that today in the shower randomly.
In the shower too?
Right, yeah, I'm a shower singer.
That's how you know. That's how you know you checking those echo sounds. Oh man. Now, are you a more don't talk to me before my coffee person, or when you get up you just ready to go?
I'm the grumpiest in the morning. And I don't drink coffee, so just give me some time to get up and focus and get it together before you say something to me. Because if you saying too much to me, I'm gonna shut you out. I'm gonna ignore you or just snap on you and tell you to be quiet or I'm a grumpy in the morning.
Yep, I am too. I'm not a morning person. Are you like a night owl?
Then? Yes. 3, 4 in the morning, I'm up all the time. Yes. Yes.
All right. Now, before we go, because I know I asked you quite a few questions, I probably got, like I said, 62 more questions. Even though I said I got 72, but I probably got like 102. So we're just gonna do like a quick, you know, yes or no question. Really quick. So, like, sweet or savory?
Savory.
Okay. Text or call?
Text.
Old school R&B or new wave?
Old school R&B. Old school R&B, yeah.
Cooking at home or Uber Eats?
At home. I don't trust nobody bringing food to me. Damn that, no. Because I'm gonna eat your fries if I do it, so I know somebody else gonna do it to me.
Trey, you eating the fries in the Uber bag?
Yeah.
But I read some research. Y'all
paying me a toll.
Did you Uber before?
I Ubered in Texas, yes. I Ubered just to make some little extra bread. So yeah, if I got Uber Eats and I'm hungry, I'm paying a toll. I'm taking your fries just cause. Hey, that's the toll you paying me for delivering the food. Yeah, I got paid for it, but I'm gonna take a fry too. Just like if I went to the restaurant for you and you said bring me some, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take a few fries.
A delivery fee. I do that to my kids, but like to the person you getting the food for, it's crazy. Oh my goodness. Last one, the studio session or a vacation? I know some people,
vacation.
Period. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fun in the sun.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. No, one more last question.
Yeah.
Summertime shy or anywhere else in the world summertime?
That's a good question.
We got a good summer.
And the summertime shy or anywhere else summer?
Anywhere else summer. Because their summers is like the same. I feel like ours is kind of exclusive.
I'll say Chicago. I'll say Shaq. Just
y'all heard it here first, right here. Trey the Chocolate Jack. Thank you for coming through.
No problem. No problem.
Appreciate it. This was hard. Y'all been asking for like 6 years to come down here.
I know she has.
Yeah, you know,
the first time she asked, I said sure. Anything for you. Didn't I say that?
Yeah,
check the text.
Yeah, you got it for real.
Yes.
Make sure y'all go and watch Trey the Chocolate Jack. Don't you have a show?
I do. You can follow the YouTube at Trey the CJ, youtube.com/@TreyTheCJ, and then there you can find all the other content that we podcast and all of that.
Period. And I'll be watching it. So
yeah,
right there. Hey, it's cute.
That's Alex. Yeah.
We will see you guys in a little bit.
Peace.